So, you're outside, enjoying the summer, the cool breeze sweeping over your skin while the sun illuminates the blue sky. All of a sudden, you see a grocery store. You remember that you gotta prepare for dinner tonight, and so you enter the store. As you go around picking one item at a time, you reach the potato stand. As you get closer to it, you look upon something truly magnificent. The pristine and well-shaped sparkling gem sleeping away. Perfection. Wow, you cry out. These look so good. I gotta get some. You then look at the price. You ponder with heavy sweat dripping from your face. What am I gonna do now? This is the most important ingredient. If I don't get this, it's all over. As you panic, you look around frantically for some solution to your dilemma. Something catches your eye. A box in the distance. The sign above reads, "Half off." You run like an animal, as if you've seen a miracle. Sweeping down the hall and sliding into place next to the discount bin, you reach in with your body to see some salvation to your troubles. Immediately, you realize something is not right. These potatoes, they look different. The shape, the color, the texture, it doesn't look perfect. Not like the potatoes from before. As you think, you begin to hear a voice. Your wallet calls out to you. "This is our only hope." You buy the ugly potatoes. You're back home with ingredients at the ready. You chop, mince, and slice your way through. You dump everything into a pan, waiting as they all cook. This would have been a perfect meal if not for those potatoes. Dinner is ready. You dump everything into a bowl. Spoon in hand, you take the first bite, and then your face becomes ugly with delight. So delicious. As you eat, you ask yourself, how come it tastes so good? Those potatoes didn't look right, and in the end, it somehow worked with everything else. Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's lesson. We're going to be focusing on shapes in this episode. When I think of shapes, I boil it down into two groups. You have inorganic and organic shapes. Inorganic shapes would include circles, squares, triangles, and some more complex shapes such as pentagons, hexagons, diamonds, rectangles, trapezoids, just to name a few. They're geometric in nature, balanced in terms of structure, and are extremely easy to identify even from a distance. On the other hand, organic shapes are different because they're not defined. They're unique and abstract in their forms. They have the potential of expressing special ideas and personalities. In addition, their form and structure can also indicate a sense of direction and movement, an idea which we will explore shortly. Like lines, shapes also have a language. Certain shapes can express specific things. The three main shapes which we will focus on are circles, squares, and triangles. These three shapes have special symbolic qualities. For example, a circle is simple and elegant by nature. It can resonate feelings of comfort, simplicity, easiness, love, and happiness. A square can illustrate structure, strength, reliability, sturdiness, rationality, equality. Triangles can give off a sense of danger, energy, power, attention, violence, anger, and even sharpness. Of course, these shapes can also be combined. For instance, a diamond is like a triangle and a square. The diamond shape can show the strength of a square with the power of a triangle. Here is a layout I created with just inorganic shapes. You can see in this page, the shapes communicate order and unity, and it is also easy to read the placement of all the shapes within the space of the page. On the other hand, the organic shapes in this page is chaotic and all over the place. The shapes have more personality and are interesting to look at on an individual basis. As we go on in this series, we will explore and practice this idea of finding something in between order and chaos. Here I created a simple character. I broke it down into simplified shapes and making it easier to understand the relationship between one another. It is a great way to study, and I highly recommend you use this method when studying character design of an artist you personally like. I simplified the upper body and the hips into two large shapes. I added another shape for the middle section in between the upper body and the hips to connect both red shapes. If you really want, you can combine all three to make one simple large shape. Again, don't worry about knowing anatomy, just focus on how the shapes connect with one another. I did the same breakdown for all the limbs and the head. When you look at all these organic shapes by themselves, they seem nonsensical, but when purposefully constructed, they can work together and allow some interesting stuff to happen. Here's some other character sketches I did, and again, breaking down each one with color. I also used the shapes to exaggerate certain features, such as the neck of the top left character and the body of the top right. For the bottom left character, I used a stretched out rectangular shape for the body, alongside some sharper edges to suggest some mystery and danger. For the older man on the bottom right, I wanted to explore the ideas of the bottom left character but make him more sinister, menacing, or possibly even angry. I made the shapes more squarish and further pushed the sharper edges on the arms and fingers. Here, I randomly created 3 shapes without really thinking about it. These shapes meant nothing to me and were thought about at the spur of the moment. Using these shapes as a foundation, I started building in and out of them. In the first 2 shapes, I challenged myself to draw faces, using general shapes like circles for eyes, triangles for a nose, swirl for the eyebrows, and so on, making simple shapes to suggest certain features. I even broke down the hair into 4 rectangular pieces. For the last one, I wanted to do something different. The shape reminded me of a hot dog bun, and well, I guess I expanded on that. I also really wanted to push with bigger shapes, so I exaggerated the sausage, and smaller shapes for the sauce and sesame seeds. Give this exercise a try. Just take a blank piece of paper and draw some random shapes. After you draw them, step back and just look at them. Your mind automatically tries to identify and connect these shapes to something you can relate to. Perhaps a face, a fruit, a fungus, a piece of furniture, or a tool. Once you get something, then go ahead and draw. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next week, bye bye!